that's all I want, man. Something just keep me at the edge of my seat, keeping me engaged, just my popcorn in hand, and I just can't wait for from point A to point B, from finish to end, to get those great end credit scenes that you're just like, oh,
Yeah. What's up, guys? It's CJ. I'm here with That Nerd Mike and Richie. We want to bring another episode of Superhero Sundays, but before we do, like always, stop spoiler alerts. You haven't watched these shows or movies you want to talk about, go watch them. Then when you come back and join us, make sure you like and subscribe, because any and all support is greatly appreciated and it helps us impact the community by honoring real life heroes, man. So today I got Spider-Man, my dude's favorite character, Spider-Man Cup. Thanos is in the building, and Star Wars. There we go. Cheers, guys.
Your
cup is always empty, man, but that's all right. I got coffee in my cup today, so we up here in the morning bringing you guys content because we're fresh off of D23. A lot of announcements, a lot of great announcements. The phase is moving along, man. Phase 4 about to end, and phase 5 is going to pick up soon, man. So let's get to the meat then. The meat of what they announced, man, is a lot of new shows, and of course some movies, the Avengers movies, but a lot of shows. And so, yes, Secret Invasion, man. Nick Fury is back, and the trailer looked dope. I gotta say, it looked pretty nice. And they're bringing it back to like the more seriousness of Marvel, not much of the comedy or the kid friendly stuff. This looks more it looks more on the, Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of action vibe, where it's like, we want to bring you some good, cool fighting scenes and action scenes. And yeah, man, Nick Fury came back with it without his patch, man. He how did it look to you, man? How does it look, Secret Invasion?
The Secret Invasion trailer really looked like a spy thriller, like a Jason Bourne or like Winter Soldier, the Captain America Winter Soldier movie. Definitely not going to be any, still kid sort of friendly because it's still Disney, but more geared towards for adults, like those other movies that I mentioned. And it's really, really interesting because Secret Wars or Secret Invasions in the comic books, it's all about the Skrulls that are taking over, slowly, secretly taking over people, and putting in place a Skrull. Even superheroes, they're taking over as Super Skrulls that can ability to take over to use their powers and stuff.
Powers, right? Yeah.
But as we know in Ms. Marvel, they made the Skrulls the good guys, the refugees, there's stuff like that. So it's really interesting how they're gonna play that card. Is it gonna be like a new faction of the Skrulls that are gonna show up that are not very friendly, that are more of like, instead of them trying to find a new place, they're like, no, Earth is perfect for us, we're gonna take it over. And the same Talos, right?
Yeah, Talos,
Talos is going to be like, oh, we're going to help Nick Fury, fight off these bad faction of the Skrulls.
Yeah.
Because you can see him in the trailer grab one of them, and then all his detail turn into the same guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's got to be a different faction of Skrull.
It has to be, you're right.
It has to be. So it's just really interesting how they're going to put that in place. Like, are these people like that Talos knew about and just never told Nick Fury about or whatnot? Or finally Nick Fury's like, no, we knew this was going to happen and it's starting and we actually need to do something about it. Because as you say, that Maria was telling him like, hey, I've called you many times about things and you
ignored us,
But now all of a sudden you're showing up.
Yeah, he's like, this is different.
Yeah, this is different because he knows like this is going to be something that's going to be, I think it's a more political spy thriller, right? Because it looked like at the end, like there was like a presidential detail that got attacked. So it's gonna be really interesting to see a lot of things, and I wonder if they're gonna bring in like Norman Osborn, because a lot of the times he becomes a president in the comic books. So really, yeah, Norman Osborn, and so it just no, Harry Osborn. Sorry,
I was like, Norman's dead, ain't dead.
yeah, no, the son, Harry Osborn, he becomes president, and yeah, it seems good. I mean, spy thriller, exactly what we wanted. We don't want nothing kid friendly, like what's the name? Marvel. What was it called?
Miss Marvel. Yeah.
Even She-Hulk and all those other stupid shows. We're gonna get something.
I don't know, Richard. Are you ready for some more adult stuff, man? Like, because this looks like it's going to be, like I said, the action movie or show. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier that we've not been getting since then. Yeah. What do you think, man?
Yeah, no, I'm 100% ready for it. This is like what Marvel was built on,
Mm-hmm.
Just like action, good story,
tiny bit of comedy.
Turns.
You're right.
Yeah. Speaking of jokes, Thor: Love and Thunder is on Disney Plus if you want to check it out. But
yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
That comedy movie, it's back.
Yeah, it's just a joke itself. But no crap like that. This is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, that's what we want, man. Yeah.
That's all I want, man. Something just keep me at the edge of my seat, keeping me engaged. Just my popcorn in hand, and I just can't wait for, from point A to point B, from finish to end, to get those great end credit scenes that you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, I don't know too much of the Secret Invasion story, but to see, as Mike alluded to, with the whole scrolls and, see what they're going to do with that, it's going to be interesting. And I love how they made Nick Fury look, or Samuel L. Jackson. He looks like, there's that meme of him in a wife beater shirt with like old man. I forgot the name of the movie.
He's from,
with Christina Ricci.
It's
not Green. No, wait.
Not Django Unchained. It wasn't.
Not Django.
Was it Django?
No. It's where he kidnaps or holds Christina Ricci.
Yeah, I forgot the name of that movie.
I forgot the name of that movie, and that's exactly what it looks like. That's what came to my mind.
Yeah,
when I saw
old looking man. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting for the trailer for it. I thought they had just barely made the announcement back in Comic-Con, which was this last month, and now there's a trailer, so it's coming a lot faster than I expected. So I'm happy for that.
No, I'm with you, man. I wasn't expecting a trailer. I also was not expecting Werewolf by Night to be dropping next month. I was not expecting that. I mean, of course, it's Halloween month. I get it, but I remember them like rumors of Werewolf by Night being made, and I know they had a whole cast. It's been filming this whole time. I had none of that news, thrown my way. So it's dropping next month, man. And like, we didn't have that in our things lined up to see next. It was, Black Panther. No, this is going to drop first. So it's like, I was not expecting that. Richard, did you know that was about to drop? Like, I had no idea.
I was today years old when I heard about it. Well, yesterday years old when I heard about Werewolf by Night. It was really cool. I'm just thinking about it now. We've talked about this before with like when Doctor Strange came out and it had that horror scene or horror feel kind of to it, and now it's like they're really kind of with this. They're kind of gravitating to that, but it's not like horror movie, but it's more like a Albert Hitchcockish kind of black and white, very old school Norman Bates kind of feel to it. So I really dig it.
Yeah, man. Someone else in the comments was throwing out like a grindhouse feel. I didn't know exactly what they. Yeah, what do you think, Mike, about the feel to Werewolf by Night?
Werewolf by Night. It seems to be a very like old, like timey, like 40s, 50s, campy, like
classic, like horror classic.
Horror classic, campy, kind of silly. The whole rooting for you, but he's rotting for you, whatever. Like it's a cool way for them to bring in like supernatural, right? Because that's supposed to be more and more thing like magic, supernatural, and it's going to be black and white, and a cool way for them to bring in kind of gory, because in black and white you don't really see blood. So as in the trailer, you see a lot of blood splatter like on the screen. Yeah. But it's black and white, so you can't really see that. So
you can get away with it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Away with a little more of that, and it's gonna be more of like those kind of movies where everybody's put in this house, and you're like, you have to find the bad guy. One of you guys is the bad guy, and one of them is gonna be the werewolf, right? But the very interesting thing that everybody's been pointing out is that it seems like the TVA agents are there.
Yeah, man. They were definitely there. I don't know what they're doing. It's TVA timelines and things going back and forth and in decades. So I kind of dig it, man. I like what Marvel's doing, man.
Well, they did finally name this saga the Multiverse Saga. You know how you had the Infinity Saga? Now this is the Multiverse Saga.
Yeah, man. So they're definitely playing off the multiverse timelines and doing different time periods. But I like what they're doing. I think, like I said, we've been complaining and talking about how phase 4 was like, a lot of hit and misses here and there, but it takes time to build up to stuff, man. And I think phase 5 is we want to see the ball rolling, see the better content, and see how things really tie in and come together. But with anything, building that foundation, getting the story, laid out first, it takes time and it's boring. And, you hear some complaints, but you need that as necessary for you to move forward, to actually, build on top of something. So that's what phase 4 is about, was getting the stories started, getting that foundation in, and then phase 5 is going to bring in that content, bring it all together and move us forward, man, to the big Avengers movies, which I'm really, really looking forward to. Like Thunderbolt, we got, Black Widow, which people didn't really enjoy. I liked it. It was fine. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier, I liked it a lot. A lot of people with mixed reviews on that too, but those are the foundations for that. And now we have Thunderbolts, which is going to tie, it's basically Falcon and Winter Soldier and Black Widow characters coming together. And you throw in Ghost from from Ant-Man. So it's literally because you have Winter Soldier, Yelena, Taskmaster, what's his name? Red Guardian. Who else am I missing? And then of course Ghost. And then is there someone else I'm missing?
Wannabe Cap.
Yeah. So you have John Walker. So it's like everybody is from basically those two shows and plus Ghost. So it's like you had that foundation laid out, which people didn't enjoy, but now we have a newer, bigger movie coming out or show coming out. What do you think, Mike, about Thunderbolts, man? It's basically the Marvel Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah, but it's not very interesting cast for me. It just doesn't do it for me. Again, I'm tired of Black Widow. I know Yelena, whatever you want to call her. I know, Richard, it's your girl, but just no.
Hands off, bro. Hands off.
She's the leader of the group too.
Yeah, Taskmaster, terrible Taskmaster. This is a terrible rendition of the character, and it's like I have to deal with more of this. And it had nothing to do with Taskmaster being a woman. Mm-hmm. It just had to do everything to do with how they wrote it.
Yeah. She was underutilized.
It just
super underutilized.
Terrible, right? And the Red Guardian, he didn't really fight in the Black Widow movie. He talked a lot. That's about it. And it's like, And John Walker, sure, he might be the interesting one of the group.
Yeah.
Because he really wants to be Captain America type of thing. And then, of course, you have Bucky. But Bucky is like, he's no longer in his prime. Like,
yeah.
He's now the
old man. And he's literally old, but
he's now
he's the veteran.
he's the veteran, and he's no longer the one that's gonna. You like Bucky when he was the Winter Soldier and he was the Savage, and now he's not that at all.
Oh, he's like Mike Tyson on Zoloft kind of thing.
Yeah. He's like he's going through therapy, which is great. He's progressing as an actual person, but to be put into this team, it's a step backwards for him.
He's what's his name? White Wolf now. Is it White Wolf?
Yeah.
He's definitely a different person.
It's like a step backwards for him. So it's like he doesn't deserve to be in there because that's not who he is anymore.
He went from being an Avenger to being a Thunderbolt. Like, bruh.
It's like it doesn't make any sense. But then, they had to put somebody in there with name recognition, I guess.
It might surprise you how I guess, I mean, it might be another action, show that, we look forward to and seeing, the great fights, things like that. But I don't know, Rich, you think Mike is right? There's not really an interesting group that you kind of mesh together. It's kind of like, what do you think, man?
Well, I think Mike is right, but the thing is that, and this is me kind of like trying to see it from the Marvel side. It's all these characters that you're kind of like, and then make a good storyline out of it, so you can really see what the potential of what they can be. Like, for example, Taskmaster. Yeah, we didn't really see, the greatness of Taskmaster as much as we wanted to, but maybe we're gonna see that now in the Thunderbolts. Especially, is it gonna be a series or a movie?
A series.
A series. Okay,
right,
so now we're gonna get like several episodes of what she can do potentially. See what she can, her abilities. Thank God. Other than that, I mean, there's going to be potential, and I'm all for it. I'm easily entertained. So, and we'll see what happens. And I'm speaking of Winter Soldier. I mean, or White Wolf. Sorry. It'll be very interesting to see what they're going to do with him, just because he's been in these situations before where he had to be part of a team. He had to come together with a team and see how that at what point does he acknowledge, or not acknowledge, but agree like he wants to do this? Because I would assume the struggle is more not wanting to do it versus needing to do it.
Yeah, he's more a person that wants to be kind of alone and not be around people. But yeah, his friend, Falcon is now Captain America. He's moved on and doing bigger things. So it's like, I don't say he's like having not a grudge or kind of jealous of that, but I don't know how he feels about that. I don't remember at the end of Falcon Winter Soldier, was he really supportive of Falcon being the new Captain America?
He was more of like, Captain America chose you, so you need to be him type of thing. Yeah. Like, he was mad at him for giving up the shield.
Yeah, I remember that.
He chose you, so you went against what he wanted, so I have a grudge with you.
Yeah, he really respects Steve's decision making and just Steve in general. Yeah, Richard, what you gotta say?
Oh yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the friction between him and John Walker is gonna collab, because
that's gonna be part of the key.
They kind of fought each other a little bit, and he's gonna look at this guy and be like, "Here, dude, like, you're a knockoff."
Yeah. It might end up being a whole story about them really just trying to get along and try to mesh well together, and then probably the final episode, they actually work together and it works out. But it might be some funny moments because seeing them trying to come together, like you said, Winter Soldier, Bucky does not like John Walker, man. So
yeah, well, I mean, not just them two. There's gonna be like the friction between Taskmaster and Yelena, and the interpersonal relationship between Yelena and Red Guardian, or her dad, right?
Yeah.
So
right.
And him lying to her like all these years. So So there's going to be friction with that, and then just
the outsider, Ghost being the outsider.
I was gonna say Ghost is sitting back like where
with his popcorn. It's again like, "Ooh, did you hear what you said about your mama?"
Right. Yeah, Ghost. She was Ghost. She was okay in Ant-Man. So I mean, see more of her will be interesting to see what she's able to or capable of doing. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see that group work together, man. I'm kind of looking forward to that. But yes, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Superhero Sundays. Tune in next week, getting some more crazy topics. Peace out, guys.